We got Daniel right here. We have Anthony right here. We have two shows, Black Lightning and Arrow. I think both of them had a pretty good season, but these two guys, one likes Arrow, one likes Black Lightning. They're about to discuss why they like it and why it's so good, why each one is so good to each other. And I'll be here to decide who wins. Ready? We're going to start with Dan. Dan?
Okay, so Black Lightning is the new show on the CW, 13 episodes. Go check it out, please.
We did all that, but we did all that, man.
So, don't interrupt me, sir. Your turn will come. You can say what you want to say. Okay. This is Black Lightning it's not your typical superhero TV show. It doesn't take on the same attributes as a normal as a normal superhero show. This one it delves more into more of a real world atmosphere and takes on real world topics and plot points and everything. So when you watch this show, you can find yourself being more relatable in what's going on in the world today. You'll find that the subjects that they talk about and the issues they deal with are stuff that happens in real world and society right now. And you can see how they would take care of them with the characters they use, who are a principal of a school, his two children, one who's in school and one who's a graduate of college, working on, who's I believe a doctor, and a wife, a divorced wife, and he's a former superhero. And they're a black family and a majority black neighborhood, so they'll take care of the situations, how they're thrown at them based on their skin color, which is a major issue in Black Lightning and everything. They don't run away from the fact that they're black. They go headstrong on it. Even in the first episode, they take care of it right then and there. They're not walking around in like eggshells and afraid to bring up the topic, address it, and resolve it. Now, you have to remember that this is a TV show, so issues get resolved in a quick manner. You may not get the answers you want, but you're going to get an answer and a result for that and everything. This TV show is great. I think you should watch it. They tackle family issues, real world issues, such as teenage social media, let's see here, police corruption, abuse of the power that police have, the abuse that politicians have, the government's abuse of power, and they also, just so you guys, they also have a whole lot of superhero aspect to it. So the superhero, he does shoot lightning, there is good special effects. This is a great show. This has a lot of elements that you would like, and if you've already been watching regular superhero shows, this one takes on a different direction and gives you a different perspective of superhero life, and it's more of a real world kind of view for it and everything. Also, one more thing is the dialogue is genuine. Like you could tell this is how a person would feel when they're dealing with this issue. You get anger, like real anger, when the police treat you unfairly and unjust, and you want to do something about it. And when you have the ability to have superpowers, they show you that this is what a person would do, and this is where they will take it, and what happens when you take it this direction. And I think it's a great show, and you should watch it and see how they deal with these situations.
Okay, good points. Real good points. All right, Anthony, what makes Arrow so good this season?
But the fact, for me, Arrow, the reason why Arrow is so good is, number one, he started to get back to his roots, which was seeing the problem, taking care of the problem, and that's it. Like bing bang boom. Like, as you always say, you want to clear the site, you want a clear cut pot, clear cut. That's the bad guy. Take him out, save the day. And he had a lot of issues dealing with his own team that he had to go through that led to some problems where they were not. It led to broken relationships. Consequences that will not be healed quickly, or in some cases at all, which is like real world this. Like when you abuse somebody trust, that person will not trust you again. It will be a long time before that person trusts you again. They will not like you. If you tell them, you always look out for your best interest and put aside what your friends need and all that stuff, you will not have friends. everybody will leave him. That's exactly what's happening to him. And he still has to deal with being a politician, the only non-corrupt politician in the entire city. Still be a vigilante, still have to work with the police, even though the police are part of the corruption. So he has to take them out, work with them. Every obstacle in his way, he has to overcome it. His team has abandoned him because of his own doing. Not denying that, but still it makes for a great show. Because the problems he had are his problems, does not mean that the show wasn't great. He had to still have to find a way to resolve those issues. He did the best he could, and all else fails, the bad guy didn't really win. Like you knew the good guy won. You're like, but did he really win? The same thing with in the Captain America Civil War, when they asked Zemo, how does it feel to do all that work and see your plan fail so epically? He was like, did it? His plan didn't. The Avengers were broken up. His plan didn't fail. He might have got caught, but his plan didn't fail.
Okay. All right. So y'all both seen both series. Y'all seen both. In your mind, what makes Arrow not that good compared to Black Lightning?
It still takes the route of outrageous superhero stuff. Like they'll go out of their way to show a superhero use his ability in one way and it'll be great, and then in another way they won't fully use their abilities and everything, or they won't let an actor fully use their powers to like help people and stuff and take it to the next level. If you have the ability to go and do something, do it. Like my character Black Lightning was constantly evolving, and he had people helping him constantly evolve. His suit would get upgrades, and they showed the upgrades in his suit. His abilities, you saw the limit to his abilities, and they helped improve on them and gain them, and you saw the other characters' abilities grow, and you saw the growth with them and how they all got to come together as one and everything. There was no unity at all in that show. Their unity was just left over from what was the previous season, and they were just there together because they all lived in the same city. In the show, you saw the unity just break up, and the people not get to really be who they are. Like Arrow contains people and doesn't let them be who they are. He wants everybody to be what he wants them to be and stuff. He won't let them be them. Like he'll listen to them and then be like, yo, do what I say. And then when they don't, it comes to a head, and then everything is broken apart, and it's just it sucks and everything. The man doesn't like help. He pushes people away. Black Lightning, he knew he needed help, and at first he was against it, but then his family showed him the right direction, and he accepted it, and they all came together in the end, and it was a great time.
First of all, that's bull. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Number one, he had help in his friend, the white guy. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. Then he pushed him away. Gambi. He had help in Gambi, pushed him away, just like Arrow did. And then he came back to him in the end. His family, his mother didn't want him to be. His wife did not want him to be Black Lightning. She didn't want that towards the end, where it was plot convenient for him to be Black Lightning to go save the day and save the family. The only time she wants him to be Black Lightning is to go save. In the first episode, to go save their daughters, and then the last episode to go save their daughters. So that all he pushed people with his family helped him see the way. His family did not.
His family did help him see the way.
No,
keep on.
His daughter wanted to be like him and fight, but
that's family.
But Felicity did the same thing with Arrow, and that's his wife. That's family, is it not? Yeah, it is.
5 seasons.
Yeah. So we said which one had a better season? We're talking about these 2 seasons, right?
Oh, we are talking about.
So these 2 seasons, in these seasons, Arrow had the same family help, turned it down just like your man did. His family, he broke his family up, or his friends and family, people he considers family. And yes, you're absolutely right. The Arrow, he's the reason why everybody broke up. The way he wanted to control everything, situation like that. And what happened is anything that would happen in real life. You try to control one person for so long, they're going to erupt and break away. That's exactly what happened. So you can't say, oh, he let people control him and they allowed it. It didn't happen. The natural cause of what something would do, something a person acting like that would do, happened. So it was perfectly within around. You can say it's been built up for X amount of seasons, but it has. And it doesn't look like it's going to be the same way if they ever do come back together. It's going to be something where they all, like at the end of the season, when they all had to come back together, and you still, chemistry wasn't there, and they might have won the fight. But honestly, the war is not over. Not by any method, stretch of the imagination.
Wars.
And he had to go, and he still had to deal with all the other things, like being out as Arrow. Now he's in jail. Who's going to be Arrow now? He had to give all that up. Black Lightning got away, hands free. Not to actually murder people, hands free, no problem.
Arrow's been murdering people for years. Arrow has been murdering people from the first
And dealt with the consequences.
first episode.
And dealt with the
And
consequences.
now he's finally dealing with the consequences for real though.
Yeah, no, first of all, he dealt with consequences because in the first season, he did not win. All that murdering, the earthquake machine still went off, the Glades were still destroyed, and he lost his best friend.
The end of the first season of Black Lightning, which is his current season,
Everything happened.
he
perfectly.
won. He won.
Not real life. Brother, there's no consequences.
He won.
Black Lightning did.
There were consequences.
And they
He
tried
dealt
to-
with them appropriately.
And they try to force feed
He
a
won.
whole father episode. Like,
They
oh,
didn't
yeah.
force feed. They gave a whole episode to his past. You want to know about his past?
And it was-
they gave you
It
his
was not that
past.
good.
It was
Not that good.
You're just not liking the episode because of how it was told, but it gave you all the information you need.
It didn't do it in a good way though. It doesn't
did
give
give you
you
in a
just
good
because
way.
it gives you
It
information.
did give you in a good way.
It did not.
It wasn't to your liking. But
It wasn't
was
to
good.
satisfaction to almost anybody I talked to about that episode. It was like
He talked to himself in the mirror. Okay.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that was a good episode. It gave you the answers that you've been waiting for, and it still gave you the regular story. It wasn't a complete episode of only the flashback. It still told and kept up with the regular, at that point in time, story.
It still was bad.
It's good.
It was still bad. It felt like it was forced.
Watch it for yourself. Go ahead, watch out Black Lightning on demand and everything. Check it out, people.
You can watch anything. They're both on Netflix right now.
Oh, they're on. Oh, yeah.
So that and
This
they
season Arrow. This season Arrow.
Arrow's on Netflix. So is Black Lightning. Black Lightning's being replayed right now.
Yes, 13 episodes, people. It's not gonna take much. Binge watch it.
And it's not that great. You might as well just wait till somebody does a recap or something.
It was amazing. Do not watch Arrow.
The problem with Black Lightning is that the very first episode, I'm like, okay, we're dealing with some real world issues, and then everything got solved, and then like this, the police thing, when they pulled out, he got pulled over by the cops for no reason at all. They verbally abused him, and then all of a sudden,
Like everybody happens, like every Black American goes through it.
But now all of a sudden, that's all fixed. I found out who it was. The dude, like, it was nobody in my department. I'm gonna find out who it was. We're gonna put an end to that. That's not how it works in the real world. That's not how it works in the real world. As 3 black men, we know that. I got pulled over in 2 weeks by state troopers, and I got treated disrespectfully both times. So I have to file complaints. So it doesn't matter if you file a complaint or somebody goes and look. Hey, that does not stop. We know this. And Black Lightning just brushed that under the rug, like, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we're touching on black subjects, and then you left it there, unsatisfied.
So,
That's
so
how
it's real world because you were unsatisfied with your results and he was unsatisfied with his results.
He was satisfied.
Sounds like it's the same thing.
No, he was satisfied. He's like, it's not gonna happen again. He's like, okay.
But
And
we
then-
know-
and they
but-
kept it moving. So what if
It's a TV show. They only got 1 hour. We got to keep
they
it
got
moving.
13 hours?
We got 1
They
hour.
have 13 hours, 13 episodes, right?
We got
13.
This season was 13 because it's being renewed. We will get more episodes.
We're not talking. We're just talking about the future stuff. I'm talking about what happened.
It's a
13 hours, and he resolved it in. That was the first 15 minutes.
That was one subject.
That was the first 15 minutes.
That wasn't the main purpose of the show.
Then
That was
why
just
put it in the show?
a situation to show that, to get the people knowing that this is the kind of show it's going to be about.
And the acting wasn't that
The
great.
kind of show
The
it's going to be about.
only people I feel that were actually did decent jobs as acting.
That's an opinion thing. You can judge for yourself.
This is all an opinion? Isn't it all opinions?
Oh, it is.
All right, then, so let me get mine out.
You can.
The only two people that actually did a great job of acting, in my point, was the main character, Black Lightning, and his youngest daughter. Everything else, I was like, I can find people on the street right now. I go to Juilliard right now and find way better performances than this.
Wow.
It's his right to his opinion. The acting was great. All of them did a superb job. Check it out for yourself. Black Lightning 13.
Why you keep promoting that show?
Because I'm liking because it's a debate on why I think it's better. I'm thinking it's better. I'm telling you, just in case you didn't see it.
How many times you gonna say that?
Go see it until the camera stops rolling. What are you talking about? Look, I can say we could give our opinions all day and all night, give you all the points in the world and everything, why something's good or not. But until you see it for yourself, only you can decide whether or not you like it or not. True or false?
False. You can just listen to me. You're not going to. Let me tell you why. Because I honestly believe when it comes to you specifically, when something is a black superhero, it's automatically an 8. It can't get no lower than an 8 feet. I can't name one thing black superhero live action wise, and it's not that many. So I grant you that.
Not that many.
Not that many.
Yes, like
or cartoon wise, there are some black superhero cartoons. Well, like not that many.
Yeah, I was like 3
what
maybe.
black superhero has a cartoon?
Not Black Lightning. What's
Static Shock?
Static Shock. Oh, he had
Black Panther.
everybody like
Yeah, everybody.
Black Panther.
Black Panther had a quick run on BET for a while.
Yeah, it was.
And it wasn't even, and it was like more motion capture than anything. It was more like freeze frame kind of thing. Disrespectful.
So was Archer.
Disrespectful.
And everybody loves Archer.
No, freeze frame. It was.
No, like
they
Archer
were frozen. They were telling the story. It wasn't. Archer is.
No. The Black Panther they moved a little bit.
Yeah, they moved Archer did.
Just like Archer did, just enough.
Yeah. But get off subject. You automatically give them an 8 or more. I remember when we were talking about Black Panther. You said it's already a 9 for me. Go up. That was before you even seen any. That was before you seen the movie at all. Now he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong.
But
I see what you're saying.
He automatically grazed it on the curve. He blazed stuff. He blazed black culture.
Black Panther was definitely curved. I'm not gonna lie. I just won't deny Black Panther. I won't do it.
And to be honest with you, Black Lightning is on the same level as Legends of Tomorrow, in my opinion. Where it's a good enough show, but it's nothing like, oh my God, like, oh yeah, you gotta rewatch this. It's not on the same level as the first season of Flash, the very first or second season of Arrow, where that joint was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch this entire thing when it comes back to Netflix. It's like, oh, I watched it. All right, that's good enough. Let's keep on moving to something else. What else is on Netflix? That's how I feel about Black Lightning. Like, you don't want to go back and rewatch that show. It's not worthy of that. Arrow season 2, I was like, man, I want to rewatch that. It had at least 3 or 4 episodes. I was like, them joints rewatchable. Like, I would go back and rewatch it. Black Lightning, outside of that first episode, like, I want to rewatch this. But then when you realize that they're not going back on subjects they touched on, I'm like, this is a waste of my time. They had certain subjects you just shouldn't have brought up because you didn't dive into them. If you did not touch those subjects, because you're black, I understand you're black, so you got to touch on black subjects. But if you weren't going to go into detail about them, just kind of touch it and then wash away with 2 or 3 lines, with a couple moments of dialogue, and that's it. There's no point of that. You could have used that time to build on your main story.
There's no reason to say they won't go back to those subjects, as Arrow is known for doing, because it's what Arrow did season 1. Everything about Arrow was a flashback, so everything he did was a touchback.
Yeah, but it went to the same season though. Black Lightning did not do that. I'm not going by what Black Lightning could do later. I'm not talking about what it could do. I'm talking about what it did in those 13 episodes. In those 13 episodes, they touched on it, they walked it away with some dialogue, and that was it. Until that changes, you can't say we don't know what they're going to do. That doesn't count.
We don't know what they're going to do. That's why we watch every episode. We do know what we're going to see episode by episode. I know one thing is it's the same old typical arguing when it comes to Arrow. Arrow will give you the same argument every single time with the dang hero saying we should go this direction and do this. And Arrow's just like, no, everybody do what I say. We're going to do like this. And then when somebody like Felicity gives him a situation where you need more than one person to do this, he doesn't want to do it, he'll be like, oh, we'll figure out a way. We'll just do it. Let's just go and stuff. The man is just annoying.
He does what he knows. He does what he knows.
He is so annoying. He needs to pick one struggle, okay? You want to be the mayor, but you also 100% want to be Arrow. Like, if you're going to be Arrow all the time, then be Arrow. Don't try to be the mayor and then don't take care of your mayor duties.
He did.
He didn't. He always, if you watch the show, he always left it up to somebody else. He always had the other guy, Mad Dog, all of a sudden become his assistant and everything, and do all this and do all that. His sister was covering for him left and right, and whenever he wasn't around, because he had to go run off and be Arrow, she had to cover for him. And then he had the ex-cop who was also a father and everything.
So he delegated.
No, he was like, cover for me, I'm going to be Arrow again.
Delegate.
Cover for me, I'm going to be Arrow again. Make sure nobody's looking, I'm going to be Arrow again.
You can get loud all you want, but all he did was delegate. That's
It's not delegating when it's the exact same thing. Do something, cover that situation while I disappear.
I disappear to save everyone else.
You're not, then just
but no,
be Arrow.
You can say that about any hero, period. Point blank, period. You can say that about Superman. Yes, you can. Superman should always just be Superman. He should not be Clark.
No, Superman has the ability to be both because he has super
Batman can just be Batman. He shouldn't be Bruce Wayne.
He's not. He's not trying to be the mayor.
Spider-Man.
You're not trying to be a figurehead in the city. A mayor is a figurehead in the city. He's not trying to be the mayor.
But I'm just saying there are other heroes.
I don't care about other heroes. I care about Arrow.
Why does Arrow have to?
Because we're talking about Arrow.
I'm saying
this season debate. That's
I'm saying why does Arrow can't have a personal life, but every other hero can?
Because he can have a personal life.
Because you've been saying this before.
But it's not a personal life. It's
It's
not a personal life. It's a public life when you become the mayor of a city. That is a public.
But you said this before he's been. When he was just ahead of the company, you were saying the same thing.
A head of a company is also a public figure.
But Bruce Wayne is the head of a company, and it's okay for him to be Bruce Wayne and Batman, right?
Bruce Wayne is not really the head of a company.
Come on, he's not the head of Wayne Industries?
He is, but he doesn't take it. Look, and the same thing should have, okay, you're right. But we're not talking about Batman, because I don't care. I'm talking about Arrow.
Arrow. It's a double standard.
It's no double standard here. I'm talking about Arrow. We're talking about this current season of Arrow.
Saying it's a double. Every hero needs a person. You just can't be the hero all the time because you're going to drive you so crazy. You need a personal life, a place where you escape. Just like when you don't go to work 24/7.
He can't escape that when he's a mayor. There's no escape when you're a public figure and you're in that limelight and everything's like that.
Public figures have escapes too. They got vacations, they go home to their family. Yes. Where everybody has an escape.
Yes. And his is not going to be like that when you're a vigilante at the same time.
He was making it work. The only problem was
what happened when the bad guys came to his house and shot up the whole house and everything.
They shot up everybody. Don't blame that. They shot up everybody.
They shot up
because it was people who wasn't even who was just watching. Mad Dog was watching hockey with his daughter. Came and shot their place up.
Vigilante.
Every hero is a vigilante. Every hero is a vigilante. Unless you are employed by the police or the state or the city as an officer of the law, you are a vigilante. So don't say, oh, a vigilante. Black Lightning is a vigilante.
Oh, I never.
So don't say, oh, vigilante like it's only applies to them. It applies to all of them. That vigilante
if you want to be a person to help change the city and you want to be a bad guy at the same time, look here, balloted better than Arrow did. When if you decide to watch the Arrow, then by all means you'll see what I'm talking about and everything.
It's going to be hard to balance it when the entire city is corrupted to go against you.
Which is what Black Lightning had to deal with because the whole city was after him and he dealt with
What whole city?
The whole city of Freeman was after him.
All the people were on his side.
And then the city went after him when they thought it was one episode. Yes. And he killed Lady Eve. The police sent a whole little APB after him and everything and stuff.
I'm talking about Arrow had concrete proof that people were being corrupted. You know what? Threw that aside. Doesn't matter. He had the judge being paid off against you. You had
did the cop.
You had
the cop and Black Lightning had
one cop. We talking about one cop versus the whole police force, the city council, the judge, the jury. Everybody's against you. Somebody else just literally came down dressed as Arrow, said I'm Arrow. Nobody had any other reason to think otherwise, and they still said, you know what? He's still Arrow. Everything is against you. Everybody's corrupted against you. It's going to be harder to be the mayor and Arrow when you got to fight corruption on both fronts, stop the dude who's corrupting it, and still try to prove that you're not Arrow, which he is. I grant you that. He is Arrow, but you still got to prove it. Just like Batman every so often has to prove that Bruce Wayne's not Batman.
I don't care about that.
So I'm saying, you giving a double standard to these heroes.
I'm not giving a double standard these years. I'm giving out what it is Arrow's doing in this current season. And
Just like Black Lightning had to prove that he wasn't Black Lightning in this first season.
He did a great job of doing it.
He didn't do a job.
Technology is there. Teamwork, people.
Gabby and his daughter did a good job.
Family first, people.
Did
there you go.
Arrow's family help him?
What family? Oh, that child that he denied all those years.
Oh, bullshit!
What?
He didn't know him, so how you gonna deny it?
What?
He didn't drink that situation. He didn't know him.
That's a good one.
All right, look, because y'all can talk about this for the rest of the day. I feel it.
Yeah.
So
We had.
I see y'all both make good points for both situations. You like Black Lightning because it's a black show. It talks about everyday situations and what's going on in the black community. You like Arrow because it's getting back to the way when it was at its peak in the first and second season, where he takes more control. He lets everybody know that it's his way or the highway, and that's the way it's supposed to go. I mean, that's when the series was at its peak.
Yes, it was.
So, to be real, I can't decide.
You gotta pick a choice, brother.
I know.
Make a choice.
Y'all can make a choice.
Netflix, check out 13 episodes.
Exactly.
You can binge watch it yourself. Let us know in the comment section how great Black Lightning was and how much.
Or you can binge watch Arrow, which is a much better show and a much better usage of your time on Netflix right now.
So, y'all debate in the comment section. Alright? If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you love what you see, hit the subscribe button and subscribe. And we'll be back next week. Alright?
Black Lightning!
Fuck.